Hey guys, Brent Hull Build Show. How do you build a great house? How do you do it today in this environment? Come join me, I'll tell you. I've learned a lot over the last number of months as I prepared for Master Builder University. Master Builder University is my effort to try to teach the old ways of building. It's things I've been talking about for a long time. I wrote my book, The Timeless House, about that. But how do you as a homeowner build a great house today? How do you as a builder get those pieces infused so that you can build timeless houses, so you can build classical houses? There's two main things. There is one, understanding the classical system. And look, I'm talking about traditional houses, right? I'm not talking about contemporary modern houses. Although you could take some of these ideas, especially the classical ideas, and infuse them, but really I'm talking about traditional houses. So if you want to build a shoebox, this isn't the video for you. And you guys have seen my Wednesday design videos, I guess you have, and those videos are all about fixing houses that people send me. Hey, something's not right. What should I do here? And typically, okay, as I look at those houses, I am pulling away the modern elements and re-infusing them with classical details. And it's those classical details and traditional details, right, that make a big difference. So the two things are classical tradition and historic precedent, okay? Those are the ideas, okay? So classical traditions be size of columns, okay? Shape of columns, right? You'll hear me say that, it can't be a straight tube. Porches, the way the column meets the porch. If we could fix window size, columns, and porches, we would fix most houses in America, believe it or not. The problem today is manufacturers are trying to build products that are snap in place. Builders, architects, designers don't understand the classical proportions, classical details. The 5 orders of architecture is basically a proportioning system. It's basically the way the classical people looked at the human body, the human scale, and put it together. And it's not, I'm smarter than everybody else. It's just that I've looked to the past and I've looked to the way things used to be built, and I look at those and I go, that porch is gorgeous, that porch isn't, what happened? All right, and then when you, okay, look at the column. Oh yeah, that column has entasis. That column doesn't. Look at the size of that column compared to the height of the porch. That's better than this, right? And so you peel away these your eyes kind of peel away these blockers that allow you to see, based on the classical tradition, based on those classical proportioning systems, one is better than the other. That's why bigger moldings are better than small moldings. They punctuate and open, they define things, they explain things, right? And so there's a language there. So the classical system is huge. One of the things the MBU is going to be about the classical system and how that works. The second one is much harder to learn and teach is the historic precedent. Now, what I've tried to do and what we're going to do, and maybe we'll make this available to more people, is build a poster that explains how it all got put together. And this is a rough draft because those buildings are the same buildings. And this is going to get moved around. This is a first effort. But basically it takes the last almost 300 years of building in America, early 1740s to, actually, it's going to take 200 years of building, because you remember that I don't like the last 100 years of building, last 70, 80 years of building, that I think we've forgotten how to build after 1970, right? And so I've gone from 1740 to 1950, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have master builders in here, okay? I'm going to have architects in here, and I'm going to have architectural styles so that you know where Georgian is, you know where Federal is, you know where Greek Revival is, Victorian, Gothic Revival, arts and crafts, period revival, the English stuff, up into the ranch period. Look at that early ranch house by Frank Lloyd Wright in 1904, the Roby House, amazing. William Levitt, right? This crazy guy who changed building as we know it. Hopefully categorize these things that, before this period, everything is handmade. After this period, everything's machine made, and what that does and how that affects things. And so there is a historic precedent that just takes time to learn. To understand the Georgian tradition, okay, you've got to travel to New England and look at Georgian houses. You've got to go to, Colonial Williamsburg. You've got to go to Winter Tour to understand the interiors. You've got to go to these places and really be a student of that thing. So my suggestion, that the answer to how do you build a great house is understanding these two principles, the classical principles and the historic precedent. And my charge to you guys, and my charge to both builders and homeowners, is to fight, okay? okay? Because I'm telling you, it is hard to get good columns when your sales rep from the lumber supply says, oh, they don't make those. I can't get those, okay? And he says, oh yeah, they don't make those anymore. I'm telling you, they're saying that about columns that we use all the time, okay? Because they're lazy, because they don't want to chase it down, because they don't want to learn. So maybe you're a lumber rep watching this thing. Learn your game. Open the door to your clients and help them understand what's available and what the opportunity is, not how you can make more money. So you've got to fight for quality products. You got to fight for that knowledge that you understand. And I've talked to too many homeowners who get talked out of a decision that they know is good because the builder says, you don't want to do that. Oh, that's going to just cause problems. That's going to be a leaking problem. Whatever those things are that they throw out, that's going to be too expensive. That you have to fight for quality. You have to fight for getting the design the way it needs to be designed. You have to fight for these things. Study the past, right? And then once you understand the classical principles, that's one thing. By the way, I'm doing this thing for master builders, trying to educate master builders. If you as a homeowner would be interested in this information, let me know in the comments, the descriptions, or email me at info@brenthull.com. If you'd be interested in a master homeowner university where you come and learn some of these principles, and over a couple days we go through them and explain how to maybe help you with your plans. If that's something of interest, let me know. Just thought of that. Anyway, understand the classical tradition, but understand the historic precedent, and really requires you, the builder or the homeowner, to really be the expert. I've talked to too many homeowners who are the expert on period revival houses or English or Tudor things and they end up leading the conversation. They end up telling the builder what you don't want to be. That builder. You want to be the expert. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of things that you can learn. Maybe we'll make this poster so we get it available to you so you can use it as a tool to kind of put things together. When is Greek revival? When does that really happen? What is Gothic revival? Who are the main players in that period and stuff like that? That's what's all going to be on this poster that we're putting together. Hopefully help people put it together. So two things: the classical system, understanding that. Get Your House Right is a great book. They do both the traditional classical things as well as the historic precedent. That's probably the best book I know of in the market that will teach some of these ideas. And then fight for your stuff, be an expert on the house style. If you really are loving Victorian, study Victorian no more than everybody else, then talk to people who can help you achieve that goal. That's my recommendation. That's how you build a great house: knowledge, expertise, and then fighting for those details.